Hey yo, what is up everybody? It's B Milton. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host here on the Redskins review, and you guys, it has to be Halloween today because that was some scary, spooky shit we just seen live on television. And this wasn't a 1 p.m. This wasn't a 1 p.m. game. Sure, of course, everyone else was probably watching the other 4 o'clock games, but man, that was embarrassing. I don't know what was worse, either the Ricky Seals-Jones on that last drive there. Where Ricky Seals-Jones catches the ball and his feet are out of bounds. Like how are you gonna try to make a catch when you're standing out of bounds? Or just the last play, Taylor Heinicke throwing it out of the end zone, like not giving anyone a chance. But man, that was hard to watch. And I had a really good weekend, and you know, then I got to come back and just watch this, whatever that was. Whatever, like just this is such a bad team, and don't get me wrong, if we can't beat the Broncos with Teddy Bridgewater, we're trash. And guess what? They're trash too. They're almost just as bad. They're really bad too. They kept trying to lose. They kept trying to lose the game and hand us the game, and they still won somehow. And like we just wouldn't take advantage of it. That's insane. Like what we just watched hurts my brain. We for some reason I wanted to get rid of Dustin Hopkins just as much as everybody else, but we go out and get a guy who's never kicked in the NFL before. You're telling me there's not one other guy out there that's had a chance in the NFL, and you went and got a guy that apparently he was working at UPS or whatever, and like he has never kicked in the NFL before. Not like one time. That's insane. Like this team to me just makes no sense. And like, of course, there's a lot of things like on that last play, or on that last drive. Like I said, Ricky Seals-Jones is like standing outside of. He's not even in play. He's just standing trying to catch a ball out of bounds, when he clearly could have caught it inbounds. And just like, how much of this is coaching and how much is that Ricky Seals-Jones just doesn't know what the hell he's doing? Because regardless, at the end of the day, it is still always going to come down to the coach. So for me, like, just during this game, it made me realize I've had these thoughts, and I'm sure many of you had these thoughts as well. But what I've realized for sure during this game was I just remembered all, like, what I thought about the team last year, like whatever the team did, the football team did last year or whatever, just and just completely forget about it. It's don't even think back to 1 year ago, because that is a completely different team than what we're seeing on the field right now, and it blows my mind every single week. Like, it just blows my mind, dude. I don't understand, like, how how can we be so inconsistent for so long, like years, just always inconsistent. Our defense has been playing pretty well here. Like the beginning of the season, it was our offense that was doing everything, and now our offense stinks, and the defense wasn't doing anything, and now it's the defense is. But also, I mean, come on, like, still, you always got to give them credit. Yeah, we got the ball back with 20 seconds left, like, so. Even though I'm giving the defense obviously was the better part of the team today, still, like I said, you're going to give us the ball back with 20 seconds left, man? Like, you couldn't have done that earlier in the game, like when we needed it. Everyone was literally about to turn their TV off, and then that's when you make a play. You know what I mean? Like, the entire team is trash. And it's really hard for me to sit here and I have to watch teams like the Ravens. The Ravens came into this season with 13 starters on IR. 13. And look what they've been able to do. Now, how much is it? Did they just have better players than us, or is it coaching? Because for me, that's got to be a whole lot of coaching. You're literally getting guys off the street, and they're coaching them, or they got veteran guys or whatever. They're making shit work. And then it's really hard for me to see the amount of talent we have on this team, specifically the defense. The offense, trash. They're, like I said, and you've seen it pretty much in today's game too. And you even seen what I've been saying the whole time, like the past couple weeks. No one besides Terry McLaurin. After that, we have a bunch of bums on this football team. Like, and of course, there's a few guys that made like one catch. It might have been a decent catch, but just like these guys aren't getting open. And if there's a point in the game where you even seen the I think Taylor Heinicke got like a sacked or whatever, and they're showing you that even the announcers are like, "There's no one open." He's looking, he's searching, he's trying to find someone, and there's nobody open. And it's just really, and then you see Terry McLaurin yet again had a slow day. Why? Probably because they're double covering our one and only threat. And for me, it's just yet again, it's really hard. Like obviously, if we can't beat the Broncos, yeah, we're trash. We're big trash. And now all the hope for the season's out of the way. But I just it's like we're inventing like ways to lose. Like there's no way. Like I can't think of another time like this guy, the Blewett guy. Like he comes into the NFL and has like three field goals blocked within 2 games. Like that's insane. Like that's probably never ever happened before. Probably like the insane stats. Like who does that? Like how is that even possible? And like of course it's possible for us. And then also at halftime when we threw the Hail Mary that was picked off in the end zone or whatever, and I'm just, as soon as that happened, I'm like, of course we're not the team that gets Hail Marys, but we're the ones that give them up. You know what I mean? That's who we are as a team. Another big thing that I wrote down multiple times in my notes, their running back, Melvin Gordon. When I seen him running the ball and I seen how many tackles he was breaking, I wrote in my notes right away. I was like, they want to win this game more than we do. They just do. They do. So they deserve it. Melvin Gordon was breaking every single tackle that came his way. And when I seen that, instantly I pretty much knew. I was like, nah, they want to win more than we do. They do. They want to put out the more effort. And I even wrote in my notes, I even said, they want to win more than we do, and they probably will win. Even though they still tried to lose, they wanted to hand us the game multiple times there at the end. Still, yeah, they wanted it more than us, man. So yet again, like I said, I don't really know what's going on here with this football team, man. Something everyone's gonna be talking about is how many times we've been to the red zone without points and stuff like that. And for most of this game, I'm just looking at the play calling. I'm like, what, why? Like, and in the second half, at some point, I think maybe even the fourth quarter, there was like a really good drive that I have in my notes. I'll read that off here in a minute. Like, there's like one drive in like the fourth quarter where I'm like, okay, here we go. Like we started running the ball a lot more. We moved the ball down the field really easily, and like we mixed up the run and the pass, and I think that's when Taylor Heinicke got the play action pass touchdown into the side of the end zone. And I'm just sitting there, I look at that drive, and I'm like, that's good stuff. That makes a lot of sense to me. Stay committing to the running the football, and then run play action, get Taylor Heinicke. You even hear the announcers saying it. The announcers like, they need to get Taylor Heinicke on play action and get him and move the pocket outside because he's a mobile guy. If you help him, get out of the pocket and make something happen on the fly, that's where he's good. But guess what? Our coaches won't play to the strengths of to these players. They're not going to do that. They're just going to make them, hey, if you can't do it the way we want or whatever, we're not going to change what we're going to do. We're just going to try to get rid of you next season. Like that's the way I'm seeing this. Because if the announcer on TV is in here making a lot more sense than the shit I'm seeing on the field, which goes back to the coaches, yeah, I'm not really happy. That's not a good thing. So I'll just jump into this, man. I will say Landon Collins, obviously we probably all agree, he looks good doing what he's doing now. And what I hope is now that Landon Collins sees he's going to get praise, right? Like he's been playing well at his new role. Like I hope that he starts, liking it. I hope, obviously before he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to play linebacker, and he heard, he's give him credit. He's still doing it. But that's what I'm saying. Now that he can see the result of like the plays he's making more plays now. I'm sure everyone on the internet or whatever is going to be talking about him more in a better light. Hopefully he takes that and like moves forward with it and is like likes the new role, starting to like it. Also, like another thing, uh, obviously we had at the end of the game we had four backup offensive linemen in there, and it's just like that's why like the last couple of years, even going back for a while, like it's I've always been trying to like bring it up. Is just like the amount of time that we've had a solid offensive line, maybe not like amazing or great, but like a solid group of guys who, we weren't playing a whole lot of musical chairs every now and then. People always take it for granted, and now look at what's going on. And it's no coincidence in this game. We've seen Taylor Heinicke take more hits and sacks and stuff in this game compared to the rest of the season, right? Like I'd say almost by far. I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, but just watching the game, how many times did he like have people screaming in on him? And like he would, normally he tries to run out of there, but I guess he was committed trying to find someone to throw the ball down the field to. And took some more sacks and hits today or whatever. And yet again, like I said, not a coincidence that guess what? We had at the end of the game 4 backup offensive linemen playing. So all right, let's just go through these notes. McKissick, right away, that first thing I'm talking about is McKissick's looking good early. Obviously, I feel like we probably all agree as well. I want to see more McKissick. And then guess what? Also, like I said, at near the end of the game when we started moving the ball a whole lot and all that, and I started saying this is like the play calling stuff that I like. Guess what? It was a lot of McKissick. McKissick's out there. He can do it. He can do pretty much everything, man. And we need to get him more involved. He was, involved, but mostly in the second half. And like I said, my first thing in the notes is McKissick looks good early. Why stop getting him involved? I don't know. Heinicke runs for the first down, 3rd and 3, and we run it. And I wrote Patterson doesn't get the yards that Peyton Barber used to get us. Terrible 4th down play. Heinicke held onto the ball too long, but the tight end wasn't even far enough to get the first down anyway. So I feel like that's why he double questioned it. Because he's like I was thinking he was gonna start looking elsewhere because this guy's not even deep enough. I forget. Maybe it might have been Rick Seals Jones. I don't know. This tight end was not deep enough to get the first down in the first place. So regardless, it was a failed play. Like in general, it was just shit from the beginning. Bobby McCain dropped the easiest pick I've ever seen in my life. Also, Chase Young had a dropped interception. He should have, for a first round pick, you got to catch that shit, man. And I mean, I know that he made a play there at the very end of the game, but the play I'm talking about where I think St. Juice like deflected the ball and he's right there and him and Deron Payne were fighting over the ball. But man, someone catch that shit. That's insane to me that both those picks were dropped. James Smith Williams with a sack. And this is another thing is just like, I'm not a huge expert on Denver, but I don't think their team's all that great. And you're telling me that their their defensive line is wreaking more havoc than ours? Like yet again, like what's happening? What are they doing? Why are they able to do this? Is it just because we have backup offensive linemen? Not really, because the entire year, most of the teams we're playing, their defensive lines look better when it comes to pressure. I mean, just off the top of your head, like I don't know. Like now things are Jonathan Allen with another sack today, so I'm glad that we paid him money. He seems like no matter what, he's a gamer. A few minutes into the game, and it's a flag fest. Both of these teams aren't good. The offensive line isn't getting much push, so I'm going to guess that we're going to abandon the run way too early, which we did, which I called that. I knew that was going to happen until like the 4th quarter. Heinicke corrected the mistake that he made earlier, the same play I was just talking about where he didn't throw the ball, he didn't get rid of the ball quick enough. He on the same drive for the next drive, I can't remember, he basically ran the same play but to the other side, and he didn't make that mistake again. Sadiq Charles with a bad false start on 3rd and 6, now it's 3rd and 11. Blewett's field goal was blocked. Landon Collins with a sack, he's looking good. And their kicker makes the same yardage, 45 yards, and makes it look easy. But, now we know at the end of the game he missed one too. Chase Roulier went down. Not really sure. They're saying it's a sprained ankle. I'm pretty sure. So hopefully it's not as bad as we thought. Excuse me. Blewett makes a 52-yard field goal. The announcers just pointed out how our receivers aren't getting open, which I've been saying for a while. Uh, Sadiq Charles is bad today. Heinicke is sacked, and now we're out of field goal range. Of course, we can't get a Hail Mary touchdown catch. We just like to give them up instead. Landon Collins is excelling in his new role. We have like 10 rushing attempts, and it's almost in the fourth quarter. That's like, yet again, like, as much as like I understand people are going to be like looking at these players and stuff at times for how bad we are. It was like 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and we have like 10 rushing attempts. Like, that's. And I called, and like I said, I called it. Like, we're gonna give up on the run. Like, I knew that's gonna happen, and I understand like you want to be a pass heavy team, but like you got to help your quarterback out. You got to just mix stuff up. And like I said, if you know Heinicke can excel when he's doing play action, why don't you run the ball more and set it up? Why don't we call play? Yeah, I just said that. We are sticking to the run more this drive, and we're moving the ball much better. Heinicke to DeAndre Carter for a touchdown. Jamin Davis is pretty trash, and he's gets a 15-yard penalty for the helmet on Bridgewater. Melvin Gordon is breaking every tackle. He wants to win more, and his team probably will win. Chase Young drops an easy pick. We come out, and the first play is a run for 11 yards. Keep running it. Next play is a handoff to Terry. This is a really good play. This is good play calling and stuff I've been asking for. Stuff like that, like designed plays back to back like that work. I don't know. Another blocked field goal by Blewett. Jonathan Allen with a sack. 3rd and 8. And we give up 18 yards for the first down. If we get this touchdown, oh yeah, we were moving there at the end, and I wanted us to get a touchdown, and I wanted us to go for 2 because we're 2-5 and now 2-6. Might as well try it out. That's my thinking. Landon Collins knocks the ball out, but our team wasn't ready to recover. Young knocks the ball out, and we recover. Now Eric Flowers is down, and then Ricky Seals-Jones caught the ball out of bounds. That's all I got for you guys, man. I'm gonna go chill and then watch this Sunday night game. I'm still like puzzled by the stuff we're seeing on the field, man. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And it's just like, when's it gonna end, dude? Like, when is this gonna end? It's like, man, I thought today was gonna go much different. Like, I would have figured both of our defenses were trash and our offenses were having a good day today. But I don't know, man. So we're so inconsistent. We're a bad team. That's all I gotta say. I'm sure you probably think the same. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.